Hello everyone, welcome to another day of casting Alchemy League Season 8. Today, as you might see from the title, we're going to have 3 different sets. Just 1 second, and then we can go straight into the first one by taking a look at the players and the drafts. I just need to... Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I forgot to connect my headphones to my PC, so I just didn't want to cast without hearing a single sound from the game, or, well, specifically Capture Age. Okay, so, drafts. So, our first game of the day, first set of the day is going to be xRavyn against Maxy. Let's take a look at these 2 players. So, xRavyn, he is a player from Armenia. As you can see, he's currently sitting at 1554, but he has been as high as 1794. Now, from my understanding, xRavyn sometimes takes breaks from the game. He has been playing the league since Season 1. He hasn't played every single season, but he did play in Season 1. And I think he skipped like maybe 4 seasons overall. As I mentioned, sometimes he just doesn't seem to be around playing. That may be why he has the difference in elos you see here. Now, his opponent is going to be another longtime player of the league, and that would be Maxy, who, as you can see, elo-wise, is actually right there. Right, current elo is a little bit higher than xRavyn. It's like 22 elo, which isn't that much of a big difference. And if you look at the highest elo, he's actually just 1 elo behind xRavyn's maximum elo. Oh yeah, Maxy is from the Czech Republic, by the way, as you could actually understand from his from the ending on his name. Now about Maxy, as I mentioned, he's been playing in the league for a long time as well. He is a veteran. He also has a very aggressive playstyle. It's always nice to cast him because he tends to go very heavy on laming. Depending on the stats, he either goes very heavy into it or just does some laming. So I'm curious to see what he's going to be doing in this set. Also, hi tech, welcome. So, with that out of the way, let's go to the draft, or rather the map draft. We have Continental as our map for game 1 because this was played in round 7. And then as our as our map for game 2, we're going to have Gold Rush, which was the home map, or rather the map for game 1 in round 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, round 5. Now, civ-wise, we have the usual 5 bands: Samoyeds, Spanish, Poles, Slavs, and Japanese. It's actually nice to see Spanish because of the potential of castle drops, and well, Spanish can do that very well with the faster buildings. So that's nice. xRavyn went on to ban Dravidians and Burmese, whereas Maxy opted for Hindustanis and Romans as his bans. xRavyn, after getting his Persian pick sniped, was left with Chinese, Byzantines, and Georgians, whereas Maxy, after getting his Mongol pick sniped, was left with Teutons, Koreans, and Vietnamese. And oh boy, I see Maxy with the Vietnamese. I'm thinking, yeah, that's a laming attempt from Maxy, which might happen on Gold Rush. Well, actually, Continental is quite open as well, so it might be doable on that as well. Although, depending on the generation, sometimes you have one of the 2 players connected to the middle of the map, and of course the other player by a very small isthmus. So depending on the generation, it might not be that easy to get to your opponent and lame them. Although, that said, Maxy just goes straight for the lames. He sends one of his starting villagers to lame, so the opponent will really have no time to wall up and prevent that. Okay, so those were the civs. Let's go to Capture Age and see what the games look like. Why is Capture Age not showing? Okay, there we go. Okay, so Capture Age. Alright, sorry, Continental. We have Raven here in the green playing as the Chinese. Okay. And Maxi here in the blue playing as the Vietnamese. And Maxi... I see no 4 world villagers. He's got 5 of them. They're all here. Okay, so Maxi is not going for the crazy laming attempt. Yeah, Tech. I will agree. I will agree that Maxi with Koreans is way scarier than Maxi with Mongols. Oh, look at this. Raven will get 1 sheep from Maxi. So Maxi the lamer is getting lamed. Oh, he might be able to get a 2nd and a 3rd one. This is big, yeah. So Maxi will now try to get... Ooh, do not lose your king, Raven. Be careful. Oh yeah, so Raven is going to take 3 extra sheep. From... Nah, Maxi will get 2 of them back. He might be able to get the 3rd as well. I mean, it will become visible the moment it gets into... Yeah. Maxi... Okay, no, he's not going to be... Okay, no, he will get it back. So... Thing is... Oh! So the thing is, if these 2 were scouts... Right, like regular scout cavalry, you could just, you know, attack each other and fight over the sheep. But, well, kings cannot attack. So that's not really an option. So the moment you get control of the sheep, your opponent cannot even kill it to prevent you from having it. Okay, now it's Maxi, the one taking some damage from random hits. Is Raven... Sorry, no, that was Raven taking... Oh, Maxi's using the petard on the king. Why? That seems like such a waste. Yeah, and Raven commands on it. Huh. Oh, maybe he had the king and the petard in the same group, and he was just clicking on the enemy king with his own king and just attacked with the petard by mistake. I don't know. But it does seem like Maxi is aware of that, so I don't know if that was intentional or not. Hey Rhaegar, welcome. So, if you look at the map, both Raven and Maxi have very nice fishing spots. It's not necessarily always the case on this map. Or rather, from what I've seen, you do tend to have some big ponds like this and this where you can fish. But sometimes they're so far away from your TC that it's very hard to see them early on and adapt your build. Right, and as we can see, yeah, Maxi does not know about the water. You could probably tell by looking at what you can see with your tower, because sometimes if you see your tower is very close to water, you take a look at the map and you might be thinking, okay, there might be a big lake over here. But yeah, that's maybe not something that people will think straight away once they get into the game, because they will have to get their sheep, they will have to take their boars and whatnot. So it's understandable. Yeah, I got it. This generation looks a bit fair. I mean, although Maxi. No, actually, I was about to say Maxi has a very easy time here walling his tower, right? Right, you can just send a veil and wall here and here. But to be fair, Raven. Ooh, Maxi is going forward. He's going forward with this. He's on stone, so this might be a tower rush from Maxi. Doesn't Raven know? He might have seen the villagers in the fog of war. Let's see if he reacts in some way. No, he is not. Maxi is just checking out things with his king. So Maxi is being very active with the king, which makes sense. Because the king has a lot of vision. It moves very fast, so you can just bait fire with the king. But yeah, but Raven notices this. And now he's focusing the fire. Oh, never mind. The tower was attacking the king. But yeah, we have 2 militias here for Maxi. And yeah, Raven is sending the vills. And this change about the area around the tower actually makes it easier to defend from these kind of pressure attacks in feudal with vills, right? Because you will have some extra damage here, right? And you do not need to send as many vills as you normally would have in the previous version of the maps. Hey Maxi, welcome. And yeah, I think Raven is going to be able to defend here. Oh, actually, yeah, if Maxi, yeah, Maxi can now take vills. Ooh, this is risky from Raven. If Maxi can keep this tower up, he's going to be fine, because there's going to be fire from this tower, taking out his opponent's vills. Yeah, Raven loses a lot of vills, just like that. And Maxi is showing us that, yeah, these new towers, they help, but they do not make you invulnerable to these kind of attacks. And I mean, Maxi is doing this with Vietnamese. Keep in mind he has Teutons still in his draft, so if he does this game 2 as well, it's going to be even stronger. Right, he's not really making use of the Vietnamese bonuses, so he's not using his bonus to get eco upgrades, which do not cost wood and come in faster. Hey Perk, welcome. So, yeah, I mean, Raven is going to wall up here. Max is going to build a tower over here. Imagine if he did it... Yeah, I think one tile further would have enabled him to attack this tower. Now Max has no fletching, so yeah, he cannot build a tower there and hope to range this one. And we have archers from Raven. Raven behind this with 26 fills. He's on stone. He was lucky with the mining spot, right? Because he can take gold and stone with the same mining camp, which is nice, especially when we are in this kind of crazy situation. He's actually taking gold over here as well. I like that. I mean, he had 4 wood barrels to build this tower, and he's thinking, okay, might as well use them to do something while I'm here. Also, Raven, behind this, he did go for the water, Maxi did not. Which is a shame, because Maxi is... I mean, he's going to drop Eco at home now, but imagine if Maxi had some water. Raven, he would have to go all the way around the map to harass that. But Maxi would be able to focus on his villagers here, right? Just taking down towers. Use new villagers to just go to stone and wood, which is what he would need right now to keep this pressure on. And he would just have passive food income here from the fish. So that would have been quite nice for him. But now he's damaging this tower. I mean, Raven will be able eventually to go there with villagers and repair it. But if this tower goes down, then Maxi can, I don't know, drop a tower over here. And that would probably... No, I think it's being... Yeah. Yeah, I think Maxi does not need to be hasty here. He's got a good position. He can now just tower creep in such a way that his opponent will not be able to repair the tower. I mean, just the tower here. would be enough to deny any kind of repair from his opponent. Max is now going for this lumber camp, so he's thinking, okay, let's not lose sight of our own tower while we pressure the opponent. Let's make sure that our own tower is safe. I wouldn't be too surprised if he just dropped some walls over here. Does Maxi know about those? Okay, he does not know about the shallows, but he knows there's water here. So he might imagine that the water goes around this way. Yeah, Maxi, I know you do not have gold for fletching. You also have archers on your own gold. Yeah, also Raven with 2 archers denied all of Maxi's eco. Well, not all of it, but the important parts, right? Gold, stone, and wood. So Maxi behind us cannot actually drop extra towers. And he cannot repair these 3. He'll probably be forced to drop a market. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the villagers here were not to wall up the shallows. They were just to get some safe wood, because of course you have towers over here. So archers cannot exactly go there and harass your villagers. Okay, Maxi, he had to buy stone by selling the wood. Wood and food being the only 2 resources he can take at the moment. He could probably try and get... Oh, there's a lot of archers now on the field for Raven. I mean, Maxi could probably try to wall this and this, just to be safe. And then I think you can take, I don't know, 5 villagers to take down this archer and other 5 to take down this one. Also, apparently Maxi did not get one of his boars, because it was on the other side of the river, so he couldn't really see it. Yeah, Maxi is going to take to get another tower, so Raven is not going to be able to repair here. But Raven is up to castle. He's up to castle, but this tower is under fire from 2 enemy towers. So Maxi, actually, he's got a blacksmith, so yeah, he already got fletching. Okay, perfect, perfect. Max is fine here. With the wood income he has, he could probably buy another tower here, drop it right by that one, and suddenly you have extra fire on the opponent's tower. Now, if I'm not mistaken... no, I think I'm mistaken. I don't think this tower becomes strong at the moment you get to castle. Yeah, Max, it actually happened to me as well when playing Continental. You need to be aware of that. Sometimes the boar will even spawn here, but then because they have a range where they move, they want to get there, so they go all the way around here, and then they come back and then go back. It's a little bit annoying, but you need to take that into consideration. Okay, I think the play here for Raven is probably to sell his soul, buy a castle and drop it here defensively. Right. Because with a castle you actually... Oh, never mind. Raven lost the game. GG! Yeah, he didn't have enough vills there repairing. Maxi! Don't be toxic. Okay, so Maxi takes game 1. Showing us why these towers made feudal aggression more difficult, but not necessarily impossible. Which is nice to know, because then now we know that this change at least didn't make feudal age too unbalanced there, or too safe, which is good to see. Oh, wait, was it the... Yeah, that was the tournament organized by Destino, was it? Yeah, I remember seeing your name and his in that. Yeah, okay, understandable. You needed to take your revenge. But he probably doesn't even remember about that that tournament. Because I played Raven in Season 1. He's actually the only player I lost to in Season 1. And when was it? I think in another tournament I met him. And I was like, oh, finally I get to have my revenge on you. And he goes, who are you again? So he completely forgot about me. So I don't know if he remembers about your RaiD tournament. But then, anyway, yeah, good for you, getting your revenge. I don't know, Maxi. I feel like you're a good player. Just maybe tune down the craziness. I don't know. I think you can take games from stronger players. But then again, if you're used to playing aggressive like this, then just go for it. It's also more fun, to be honest. Alright, so that was game 1. Let's go and take a look at game 2, which is going to be on Gold Rush. Is it going to be Teutons? It is going to be Teutons. Wait, Raven got Georgians? Oh yeah, he did, last pick. Okay. So Maxi with Teutons, Raven here with Georgians. Are we going to see the same thing? Now Maxi's resources are more exposed this time around, so he needs to be careful. Now that said, he's going to be able to have 2 boars because they spawned in decent locations. He's not going... Okay, he's going forward with the king and the petard. Now, do keep in mind that in the previous game, Maxi kind of wasted the petard on the opponent's king, so he didn't have that option for aggression when going for towers. But I think if he keeps that petard alive and goes for the same thing, right? And his opponent is forced to delete palisades to repair the tower. Suddenly that gives your petard a way to get to the tower, right? And these guys, yeah, they deal 500 damage, extra damage to buildings. And the tower has 1k HP. Ooh, Raven trying to... Ooh, Maxi actually takes in an Illumined Veil with petard, okay. That's still good value. Once again. Maxi not happy about losing the Arabia tournament. No, you still had Koreans. Yeah, you got the Mongols sniped. Koreans was still available to you. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, getting 3 veils with the initial petard is actually quite nice. I mean, I guess if you can get them when they're clamped like this on the wood line, that would be very nice. Or if you can get them when they're on the sheep, maybe your opponent is not looking and you can get there with the petard. That's pretty strong. I mean, I can see why you would regret, but then you didn't know that Loom was not on the way. So I can understand why you might want to go for that straight away. Now that said, people do not need to get Loom in the settings in the arcades because there's no scout. I mean, you're still open to militias, but militias are, you know, they're not as fast. You can wall them out easily with quick walls. Well, not easily, but in an easier way than scouts. Oh yeah, I think if you can sneak the better right around here, you can probably take out, what, 4, maybe 5 villagers. If you target these two. I don't know, I need to mess around with petards a bit, because when playing, for example, against the AI in single player while trying some stuff, I noticed that sometimes, for example, on Arena, like this version of Arena, you can get 2 pieces of wall instead of 1 when you explode the petard. It really depends on the angle you hit the wall from. It might be a little bit luck dependent, so I don't know if you can actually pull it off voluntarily. Although one thing I'll say is that whenever I've tried using the petard on the tower, one thing I would do is take down the palisade on the corner with, I don't know, men-at-arms or villagers, because then from the corner you can still attack the tower, right? But you can do that with the petard as well. If you attack the tower from the corner with the petard, then you also explode these 2 palisades, which opens up more space to, you know, surround the tower with villagers, men-at-arms. So that you can actually pull off consistently. Yeah, Maxi, he got loom. You did not. Oh, actually, you did get loom. What? Oh, he got it later, so now... Yeah, I mean, now you're up, so idle TC. Well, not idle TC, but TC not working. And yeah, it's going to be stone again. And I guess, yeah, these villagers, I guess, are going to be coming forward the moment you hit feudal. Now, Raven. Oh, actually, wait. Oh. That's... Yeah, that makes sense. So, due to the fact that you start with the barracks and the house on these settings, you already have 1 building for feudal, and you already have a house. So you start with 200 wood, you make the usual 2 houses at the start of Dark Age, which will get you 20 pop space. So you're left with 150 wood. I mean, you spend 50 wood for... Sorry, 100 wood for a mill or a mining camp, and you can just go up with that. So you do not... so technically, you do not need to make a lumber camp in Dark Age. So you can just go here later on. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Maxi using the fact he's 2 turns to get more vills inside the tower. I like that he's going to be sending these because they're forward in a way, and he has enough stone in the bank, so he can just send new vills to the stone eventually to get more towers. And realistically, he almost has this stone for 2 towers, so he doesn't need to have villagers on stone at this very moment. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think you're onto something, Maxi, here. I mean, you also have villagers forward, so... For example, if you see... Okay, let me just roll back a bit. So, we've seen that castle drops are still pretty strong, despite the towers. But if you have villagers here, you can A, have a range here, which makes it easier to... Which allows you to have archers to snipe the villagers for a castle drop with. And B, if you see nothing from your opponent in feudal, or if you scout your opponent is on... Oh! We also have a wolf rush from Maxi. So Raven will lose a villager here. And he might lose... Okay, no, those 2 are safe. These are not. Maxi here took down a tower. He prevented his opponent to punch down this one because he had the second tower over there. Oh yeah, Raven is going to lose 4 vills in total to the wolves. Maybe not 4. Oh, that wolf is targeting that village. Okay, no. Oh! Okay, that's 2. Is there going to be a 3rd vill? Okay, no. Okay, Raven loses 2 vills, but that's a lot of idle time from him. Or rather, idle eco. But back to my point about having villagers over here. As I mentioned, if you see your opponent is not going for a feudal play and you see him on stone, if you already have villagers over here, you can just start dropping random buildings like houses to prevent your opponent from dropping castle dropping this area, or you can just wall it up. So I actually like this. And again, Raven is up to castle, but again, his tower is under attack. Now the villagers, yeah, they're just going to get sniped by the towers. I mean, these are two-tone towers, right? I mean, there's 8 vills in this one and 2 in this. Yeah, Max is just going to be sending more vills forward. I like that. You could probably make an argument. Yeah, Raven calls the GG. He knows he cannot fight this. I mean, he cannot save this. So, yeah, Maxi takes the set 2-0. He came to the set prepared. He came to play... not necessarily the game. He came to play the settings, which is nice to see. It's nice to see, and I think this didn't feel overwhelmingly strong as castle drops felt at the start of the tournament, right? I think here Raven had some chances to fight it off. I mean, game 1, he almost managed to fight it off, so... in game 2, I mean, you get tower rushed in game 1, you see Teuton's game 2, do you really not expect it? Do you really not make militia at the start? Or rather in Dark Age to have something over here? That felt weird. But yeah, Maxi goes for a strat that he feels comfortable with, manages to pull it off, and beats a player who on paper should be stronger. Actually, we could also take a look at Raven's seed. Okay, let's take a look at statistics first, and then we can take a look at the seeding. I mean, there's not going to be much to be seen here, right? Because it was mostly towers. I mean, Raven didn't even make it to Castle Age this time around. But yeah, most created units. That's a lot of army. But yeah, let me go back there. So... oh, actually... oh, never mind, this is Sprint 1, so no spoilers for Sprint 2. Oof. So yeah, Raven... he is seed 23. Maxi is actually seed 27, so it wasn't that big of a gap seed-wise. And as we've seen, Raven has actually similar elo to Maxi. I do feel that Raven is more suited to more standard plays. Now, if I remember correctly, his playstyle, he does like to go for standard play, drop TCs in Castle Age and whatnot. So yeah, overall, these kind of settings, they do favor Maxi. Or rather, they're better for his playstyle compared to Raven's. Okay, so for our second set, we are going to have Delay against Maxymczech, also known as Loredek. I'm probably going to be calling him Loredek because that's what I'm used to. Oh, no problem, Maxi. You're welcome. Alright, so let's talk about Delay. So as you can see, he is a player from Russia, currently sitting at 1974 with the highest elo of 2k. So yeah, he's quite close to his highest elo at the moment, which would mean that either he got to his maximum elo quite recently or he is a very consistent player. Because sometimes you see people reaching their highest elo and then they drop, I don't know, 100 elo, something like that. So Delay, he has played with us. Wait, I think this is his first season playing in the league. I might be mistaken about that, but yeah. So he's kind of a newcomer to the league, but having played against him and having watched some of his games, I mean, the lack of experience in the Alchemy League settings hasn't really had that much of an impact on his results, which is nice to see. Now, his opponent, he's going to be Maxymczech, also known as Loredek. He is a player from Italy. He's a fellow GDR member. He has a highest elo of 1757, but as you can see, he's currently sitting at 1679. Although I have to say that, kind of like me, he doesn't play as many 1v1s. He does prefer team games. But yeah, from time to time, he does play 1v1s. Now, Loredek joined us during the... Was it the space season? Yeah, it was the space theme season, which was season 5, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been playing with us ever since then. So, at this point, he's a veteran of the league. And so yeah, experience-wise, he's going to have an advantage over Delay. But as I mentioned, Delay doesn't seem to care too much about the lack of experience, so we'll see. This is going to be a nice set to look at. Actually, Loredek asked me specifically to cast their set because he said that it's going to be a fun set. So, if you end up not enjoying this set, just message him and tell him that he is a big fat liar. Anyway, so map for game 1 is going to be Continental. So this was played on round 7 as well. I'm sorry we're kind of repeating maps, but I tried looking for previous sets, but then recordings broke. So yeah, I'm sorry. I think the last set of the day is going to be from round 6, so there's going to be a different game 1 map. But yeah, we're going to be seeing Continental for the second time. Which, to be honest, we haven't seen Continental in previous sets that much. I think I saw like 2 games. So at least we get to see some Continental games this time around. Also, I think I still haven't seen a single Black Forest or Yucatan game. I think they both get banned quite consistently from players. But that said, we're going to have Highland as our game 2 map. Now, as for civs, we get the usual 5 random admins. It's going to be Saracens, Bohemians, Ethiopians, Malians, and Portuguese. Now, this is a stacked ban list. I mean, every single one of these civs can be very scary for their own reasons. So that's pretty nice to see. Now, Delay went on to ban Lithuanians and Koreans. Loredek banned Dravidians and Persians. Alright, so Delay got... Yeah, he was left with Armenians, Vietnamese, and Huns after getting the Japanese sniped. Whereas Loredek was left with Berbers, Malay, and Romans after getting the Italians sniped. Now, I think Loredek has been picking quite consistently Romans in the league. I think he has picked them in every single set he has played, unless they were banned or sniped or whatnot. Now, I might be mistaken there, but he does play them a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think overall I like the drafts from both players. I do love Huns, but I do love Malay and Romans as well, so... Yeah, I like both drafts. Okay, let me load the first game, which is going to be on Continental. Yeah, Maxi, I agree with you. I think the Space season and the Alaska seasons were, map-wise, they were the best ones. Now, I'm not saying other seasons did not have good maps because, for example, last season. No, wait, it wasn't last season. It was the one before that. Maps like Krorina, for example, I liked. What else? Oh, I forget. Yeah, the thing is, unless the maps were themed, I cannot really remember in which season specific maps were in. Also, I do not really remember the names for the maps, but yeah, I agree with you there. Space and Alaska themed seasons were just the best, map-wise. Because I would say all of the maps in those seasons I liked. But yeah, speaking of this game instead, we have Loredek playing as the Berbers in the red, against Delay playing as the Vietnamese in the green. So we have a fortified stone wall generation around the tower, which is pretty rare. I would have to, I don't know, maybe if Tech is in chat can tell us about the percentages with which stone walls or fortified walls can spawn. Because I think he mentioned them either in the map specifics or in the handbook. But I think they do have different percentages. Don't worry, Tech. I mean, as you can see, people like Maxi or me who haven't played the league for a while, we'll just play no matter the map. It's just that when, and I mean, and we're having fun as well, right? I mean, I say that Alaska themed season and space themed season had the best maps as a player, but as a caster, I think I've had the most fun on this season because of the craziness it brings. So it's all relative. Okay, so players seem to be going for some quite standard build here. I do not see 5 on wood. We actually have 4 from Delay. So this is not going to be... Okay, no, Delay is going to be... Oh, he's going for the dock, but this is a bad dock. This is a sad dock. Not even bad, just sad. No, I mean the percentages with which you can have either a fortified wall or a fortified palisade or a palisade or a stone wall here. Actually, I'm really sorry about this, but I think I'm going to need a 5-minute break. I'm sorry, something really urgent came up. So I'm sorry, I'll be back as fast as I can. I just need to take care of this. I'm really sorry, guys. Where is it? I'm sorry, see you in a bit. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Let's jump straight back into the game. Again, I'm sorry to doing that in the middle of a game instead of in between games, but yeah, as I said, it was an emergency. Anyway, back to the game. As I was mentioning, we have Berbers and Vietnamese, so Delay went for the dock, but that's a sad dock. He's going to have a fishing ship out. Actually, he already has one. That's going to be the second. And yeah, he's going to send them all the way out there. I mean, he could just add a second dock over here, which is... yeah, that's going to be a nice position for him. Also, let me catch up on messages while they get to feudal. I mean, neither of them is going for a regression, so we have about 40 seconds before anything starts. Okay, so it's 40% for Palisades and everything else is about the same. Okay, yes. Yeah, that would explain why we get Palisades most of the time. Okay, 35%, sorry. 35 Palisades, 30% fortified Palisades, 20 stone and 15% fortified stone. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, we've seen a lot of fortified Palisades as well, so that would make sense. Oh, careful, Delay, do not lose the king to the TC. Yeah, I agree with not wanting an entry fee. I mean, I'll be honest. I've wanted in the past to join some T90 tournaments, but the entry fee is what has stopped me for doing that. Even if it's just $1, which would be, I mean, depending on the change, it might be different. But let's say $1 equals to €1, right? Even if it's just €1, which is like nothing basically. It's the principle that I don't like. I don't know. I mean, I could understand it for smaller communities, where like the one from Alchemy League, as a way to get some income to support the tournament. But yeah, even then, I don't know. It feels weird to pay to participate in an AOE tournament. But yeah, I'm actually curious about the treasury system. Cannot wait to see you publish more about that. But I guess it's going to be after the current season. But anyway, back to the current game. So Loredek is just going to wall up. He actually gets an easily wallable map here, but the thing is, if you do this, especially if you have no gates over here, how do you expect to respond to aggression on your tower? And granted, aggression is not going to come here in Feudal Age, but Delay here has easy access to stone if he wanted to. Okay, never mind, Delay is walling up as well. I was thinking maybe Delay could maybe, I don't know, keep fighting in the middle, keep Loredek's army at bay, and as he works his way to Castle Age, you start going to stone, and then you send your old Heek over here. But because by the time you get to Castle, you're going to have, I don't know, 40 vills, something like that. So if you get here with 40 vills, there's no army, no Feudal Age army or early Castle army, which is going to be stopping you from getting that castle up. Now, granted, he would have to drop it, I don't know, here. So yeah, not the easiest location for him to drop a castle. And as I mentioned, Loredek, he's not making it easy on himself to get here with villagers to defend that area. But yeah, so far, despite the tournament settings, this has been a pretty standard game, right? They both have feudal armies. Yeah, look at this. Kill KD is one in favor of Loredek, but I mean a single unit has died in the whole game, and that's it. And it, yeah, I think it was the. Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, because if the Petard dies because of its own attack, it doesn't count as a death, just like Temos. Now the thing is, if you're Loredek and you know you are the lower elo player here, do you really want to be playing like this, standard against a higher rated opponent? Quite risky, right? So Delay is going to be knocking on Loredek's door. He does have forging and scale barding armor. He doesn't have bloodlines. I don't think he's going to be getting it. No, the villagers opened the gate. Oh, that's painful. That was painful, and do remember that in this settings you have a starting barracks over here, so it's unlikely you're going to have a barracks at home to produce some spears and counter the scout play. Now Loredek clicks up to castle. Delay is not going to be too far behind, and yeah, Loredek is he's going to lose that vill most likely. Oh, actually no. So Loredek, do keep in mind he is Berbers. So if he can get to Castle Age, he can suddenly start spamming cavalry units, which are going to be very cheap. That said, he does not have gold axes at the moment. But he does have a lot of wood in the bank, so he could just, I don't know, drop a market, get some gold for the time being. Get a couple of camels out, kill this massive scout cavalry, and then you can go back to gold. But Delay is on stone. And as I mentioned, he has easy access to the opponent's tower. And he should know, right? Unless he thinks there's a river here, which there might be. We've seen generations like that. He should be able to easily drop a castle on his opponent's tower. And as I mentioned, Loredek is going to have nothing to defend from that. Also, Loredek, he dropped a second stable, so he's going to want to stay on cavalry. But Bloodlines is coming in just now, so that's going to idle one of these stables. He's going to get light cav. Okay, that's actually not too bad. So he's not going to rely too heavily on the market. He's just going to make light cav. He does have a nice food eco. He does have the Berber bonus. How much is it? 15%. 15. So it's what, 67, I think? His light cav is going to cost, food-wise. Yeah, Loredek is able to to clean this one up. But yeah, I mean, if it's just 67, it's going double stable light cap with Berbers. It basically requires the same food you would need to go. Oh. Okay, delay is dropping the castle. Does Loredek see that? I think he does. He's trying to get there with the units, but I don't think he's going to be there in time. Oh yeah, he's not going. He's not going. This castle is going to be up, and Delay will win the game because of that. Yeah, this might be GG. Yeah, Delay immediately attacks the tower. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Loredek calls it GG because he knows he cannot do anything about this. I kind of feel bad for Loredek because I mean, he's a fellow GDR member, right? And the way Delay played this, so standard feudal, and then you start getting stone as you go up, and then you drop a castle on your opponent's face. If you watched text casting of my set against Delay, is the way I played against Delay on Gold Rush. So maybe that's where Delay got the idea from. So yeah, sorry Loredek. Sorry about giving your opponent the right idea here. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, in some ways Green's tower is easier to defend. But it's not like Loredek had a bad time, right? Like a wall here and one here blocks any kind of incoming pressure. Now that said, if Delay walled this, right, if he went forward early on and dropped a wall on that, then Loredek will have to go all the way around here to get to the enemy tower. So yeah. So yeah, okay, yeah, it is easier to defend. Okay, so statistics. Yeah, uptimes were similar. Delay was a little bit later, but that's because he went for water, I think. I mean, Loredek ended up going for some water himself, but I think he did it later than his opponent. And he did, yeah, okay, yeah, Delay redocked over here, so his fish was not too bad. Even a dock over here would have been nice. Okay, so let's load up game 2, which is going to be on Highland. And once again, we have the yellow water generation, which I've seen quite a lot lately. And we have a single passage. Ooh. So this time around it's going to be Loredek who gets the easier to defend tower. And we also get a stone wall generation. Okay. So yeah, I think if Loredek recognizes this, he could just wall up and play heavy water. I mean, I know you're against the Armenians, right? But Loredek is Romans. Now, Romans have an insane eco. And on this map, if you dock, let's say here, you know your opponent is going to be docking either here or here. You're quite close. So you could potentially go for fires. Now, Romans also get +1 pierce armor on their galley line. That kind of, I wouldn't say it counters the Armenian bonus, where they fire an additional projectile, but it does help. So yeah, I think as Romans you do have options. Now, the later the game goes on water, the better the Armenians are, because of the Castle Age unique tech. Solution Fleet, which gives their galleys +1 range. Well, it gives to the drone as well. And once you get to Imperial, they do have Bracer. Romans don't. Romans, they do get +2 attack on their galley line, but missing Bracer, that's basically 1 less range in exchange for 1 more attack, which is not a good exchange in my opinion, but sure. And I mean, being against Armenians, they're going to have two range disadvantage, so yeah. But I mean, on a map like this, I don't think those differences are going to come into play. Now, Delay is already going for the dock. Loredek can take... Ooh! Yeah, this is what we were talking about with Maxi. You get the petard at the right angle, you get 2 kills. And this is huge, because Delay, his water build is now screwed up, right? Never mind the fact that you're behind 2 vills now. You want to have 5 vills. You need 5 vills to be constantly chopping wood to keep 1 dock productive and be able to drop houses so you do not get housed. Yeah, that will delay him. Yeah, that was a good one, Zach. But yeah, now, basically Delay, he will have to send more vills to the wood line if he wants to keep up fish production. But that means he will not have as many vills on the boars and on deers. So his uptime is not going to be as good. Yeah, he opts to not send as many villagers to the wood line. Now, to be fair, he is Armenians, so he does spend less wood for the mule cart to begin with. I mean, mule carts are 75 wood, if I'm not mistaken, instead of the 100 you need for the lumber camp. And Armenians get cheaper mule carts as well. So yeah, that's... And you do start with that extra house, so that's another 25 wood you save on the standard water build. So yeah, in the end, he's able to get out to fishing ships. But Loredek is going to be 40 seconds faster to Feudal Age. And those 40 seconds are going to be enough to get out a galley and snipe the fish. Okay, Loredek does not seem to be going for a full water build, because he would have had the second lumber camp by now. He would have already been dropping the second dock. So he's not going to be investing too much into that. As you can see, Delay is going to do right there. Ooh, also that's another strength of the mule cart. You can take gold and stone at the same time. So that's another 100 wood he would have shaved off from a standard water build. And Delay should be able to drop a second dock. Yeah. He's going for a second dock over here. But Loredek... Oh, he will not see that. Okay, the monument does not see that second dock. Yeah, but Delay gets to Feudal and has no wood to drop 2 galleys. Loredek is going to have 1 out now, and he's going to have 2 total in queue. He's getting double bid X. Delay is not yet. And neither player still knows about the... no, actually Delay knows there's no passage over here. And he didn't see this one as well, so he might be thinking... Okay, so Highland was one of the map of the round. One of the maps of the round in Sprint 1. So he should have played this already. So he should know that there are supposed to be passages. Okay, no, never mind. He sees the passage. I'm blind. Yeah, I was about to say maybe he thinks this is supposed to have no passages, or there are generations with no passages. But no, he should know there is supposed to be another one. Loredek here with the galley advantage. He's going to back off, yeah, because he knows his opponent is going to have the defender's advantage. And not like this. Loredek is building stuff around his tower because he remembers the way it played out in the previous game. I wouldn't mind seeing this villager build, I don't know, another house here and then slowly wall like this. And this. Delay is not paying any attention to his own tower, which makes sense. Doesn't need to be worrying about that for the time being. Now both players... No, actually, Loredek, he hasn't lost his fish. He's got fish close to this dock, which is going to be nice. Delay, he hasn't lost his fishing ships, but they're not working. So, he's got no eco on water. Loredek does not know about the third dock. If he did, I think... Yeah. Now he will see the third dock. I wouldn't be too surprised if he dropped another dock of his own. Actually, he is adding scouts as well. Yeah, and this is where... Yeah, this is what the Loredek shines at, in my opinion, as a player. He's very good at doing water openings and adding good land eco behind that and switching to land. So yeah, I think Loredek is very good at playing hybrid maps. He's got very good balance over there. So if there's one map where he should be able to take a game from a higher rated opponent, is maps like this one. Delay was looking for more docks. Yeah, he was looking for more docks, maybe some more passages. He should now know that, yeah, because the scout was attacking some villagers on the wood line. There's too many vills there to go with a single scout. You would need more. But quite rightly so, Loredek sees that and realizes, okay, I cannot deal damage here unless I go very heavy into scouts. But I will not do that. I would keep my food, maybe go up to castle it faster. His eco behind this is better. 10 farms against 6. He's also Romans. Now granted, Delay being Armenians, his double bid X is going to be 40% more effective due to the bonus. Armenians do have a very nice eco from that point of view. But that said, Romans, they do get 5% on everything for free from Dark Age. So if we look at resources collected... Oh, actually, he's not ahead by that much. Huh. I mean, I guess most of those resources collected from Delay is going to be wood. You can actually check real quick. Yeah. I mean, food-wise, Loredek is not that far ahead. Yeah, today adding more farms. It's going to be 9 against 11, so they're going to get to similar numbers, but look at the resources. Loredek is about to click up. And he could easily just... The moment he clicks up, he could just drop these villagers on stone. You keep water control, and that allows you to eventually walk over here with the villagers and drop a castle if you want to. or Siege Workshop, or whatever. And the thing is, Loredek is going to be behind in numbers on water. So here he needs to either micro like a god, or... But that's even more difficult against the Armenians, because there's extra projectiles. So even if you move, there's double the number of things that can hit you. There are 3 sieves, which is a pain to micro against on water. One would be the Armenians, because they're the projectiles I just mentioned. The other one would be the Saracens, because the galleys attack faster, so they kind of throw you off the rhythm that you get into once you learn how to micro galleys on water. Kind of like playing archers against Ethiopians, although I do not micro archers to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. I'm bad to begin with at microing archers. And the third one would be the Berbers, because they move faster, right? So even then, it's kind of hard to hit them. Hey Otter, welcome. Wait, what did you mean by that? Should I have casted one of your sets? I mean, I think we can do that after our third set, because the first one was quite fast. So unless the third set is going to be very, very, very long, I think we'll have time for a fourth one. But we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so Loredek has 2 Castle Age. He's not going to be investing anymore on water. He's choosing to go for knights. He's not going for stone. Oh, alright, okay, okay. Oh, actually, oh yeah, Loredek did not find those 2 sheep. He's just going to lose water. He kind of gave up on it anyway. But he did manage... Yeah, those 4 galleys, because they were the Delay's main navy was separated from his docks, they've been able to pick off any new galleys. Yeah, now Delay is going to be seeing knights. And once again, as we mentioned in a previous set, you start with the barracks over here. So if you want to have defensive spearmen at home, you need to have a barracks at home, because that's too much distance to walk. Loredek is going to be killing so many Veils here. So he has killed 9 economic units. I think Delay had 4 fishing ships. So that's going to be 6 Veils. That's the 7th. He's going to be able to take down this church with the knights. This is good pressure from Loredek. Now that said, he has no water control whatsoever. So it's going to be difficult for these knights to get to the other side. But one thing Loredek could do now... Oh, never mind. He's just going to expand his eco. Wait, rally counter? That must be because of the Armenian bonus. But there are relics on the map. Wait a second. So... I forget who it was who mentioned this in the Discord, and I noticed that as well when I was playing against the AI testing things. So apparently if you have King of the Hill enabled, standard victory with relics will not count, right? The countdown will not start even if you get all relics. We might have on our hands a game bug, not a map bug, just a game bug. I think the Armenian bonus just overrides that thing. I would have to test it on like standard maps and whatnot, but I think it does. And I mean, King of the Hill is not played that often, right? So I wouldn't be too surprised if people hadn't, by the fact that people haven't noticed until now. Okay, I'll have to do some testing on my own after this set in the next few days. Okay. Okay, so the rally gets ejected. Now let's see if the monk... Okay, let's see if Delay is able to take a monk, get the relic and put it in the other church. And if what happens if he does that. Okay, Rhaegar. Yeah, I don't know, that was weird. I mean, the church is down, so it doesn't really matter at the moment. Yeah, Delay is going to be able to drop a castle soon. The thing is, where does he drop it? He could make a transport and go over here and drop it on Loredek's face. Which is why I would have liked Loredek to wall up like this when he had a villager over here. Yeah, Otter, there's only one crossing. Delay is controlling it. I mean, Loredek could just mass, I don't know, 10 knights and just try and pass through it. It's just galleys. But yeah, we have Weird Generation with just one crossing. Okay, so Delay is kind of holding here. He's now got monks, he's got CA, he's got pikes. But eco-wise, he's behind by 17 vills, and those are Roman villagers. Oh. So Loredek is the one going to transport. Wait, Delay smells this? Does he really? Seriously? That's good awareness. That's very good awareness. I mean, it makes sense, right? He sees nothing coming through here. So yeah, he's thinking, okay, there's going to be something over here. Eventually. Oh, here we come. And the galleys were on stand ground, I think. Loredek is still... Oh yeah. Yeah. He's creating a diversion. He's distracting his opponent. And he's just going for the... He's just going for the tower. He's got 3... Yeah, 3 rams will get through the stone wall in no time. You do have pikes here for Delay, but Delay is panicking. He's making a militia. Oh, there's villagers forward. Yeah, those villagers will be able to repair the rams. I mean, CA are coming, but there's knights, and CA do nothing against the rams. Oh yeah, Loredek is going to take this, 100%. He's repairing with bills. Yeah, and Loredek takes king too. Nice. Yeah, that was a nice play from Loredek. Again, I think it's a little bit risky to let your opponent have water and not wall like here. Especially when you lost the previous game to a castle drop. Right? Yeah, Delay was going for it. Look at this. If Loredek is like 2 minutes slower to this, later to that, I think he loses the game, because a castle is going to go up here. No questions. No question about it. So, yeah. So Loredek going for a more standard approach and then transitioning into a push on the tower. I like that. Alright, Rhaegar, thank you for joining us. See you later. Bye-bye. But yeah. Also, Delay never got the relic back, so we'll never know if getting that relic again would have triggered the countdown for a second time. But yeah, that was a nice game. Very well played to Loredek. Using land units to distract and then going for the cast. I think maybe leaving water was a little bit risky again, but it worked out. Yeah, he was ahead by 3k, that's just Roman eco. And well, and the build advantage. Yeah, Otter. Okay, so let's go back to drafts. That was Loredek against Delay. We now have our third set for today, which is going to be RaiD against Kingofn00b5. Now, let's take a look at these players. Yeah, let's start from Kingofn00b5. So Kingofn00b5 is, as you can see, an Italian player. He has played in previous seasons of the tournament. I think he started playing in the space-themed season. He probably skipped 1, maybe 2 seasons, and now he's back. As you can see, he has a highest of 1900 ELO, and he is currently sitting at 1800. Now, when he played in the space-themed season, which was season 5, so 3 seasons ago, he was around 1500. So he has improved a lot since then. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he's quite new to the game, and I think he's quite young. So yeah, we might be looking at one of the future, you know, high elo players. It really depends on how he approaches the game in the future. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on the guy. From the little I've interacted with him, he seems quite nice as well, so it's good to see he's back playing in the league. Now, his opponent, he's going to be another Italian player, RaiD. And RaiD, he joined us this season. Although he is from the OS clan. He's actually the founder of the OS clan. And we've had OS players in the league for, I think it's 4 seasons now. So he might have heard nice things from them and decided to join himself. He's kind of the, I wouldn't say the opposite of Kingofn00b5, but as I mentioned, Kingofn00b5 is quite new to the game, and if I'm not mistaken, he's quite young. RaiD, on the other hand, is a long-time player of the game. He's been active for many, many years. I'm not going to comment on the age because I do not want to call him old, but he's definitely older than Kingofn00b5. So yeah, and I mean, he is one of the quote-unquote historical figures in the Italian community, if you will. So he's been around quite a while now. I think I casted 2 sets from him this season, and both of them were against Shikso, actually, who is one of his clan members. And both sets have been quite nice to cast. So I'm curious to see how this old school player, as the, you know, OS tag gives away, is going to approach a game against, you know, one of the new younglings. But anyway, let's see draft. So we're going to have Gold Rush as our game 1 map. So this was played in round, I should know this, 6. Yep, I knew that. And our second map is going to be Highland. So we're going to be seeing Highland again. Now, save wise, we have our usual 5 bands, which is going to be Bengalis, Georgians, Britons, Saracens, and Aztecs. As for player bans, RaiD went for the Sicilians and Mongols. So on one hand, he doesn't want to have to deal with castle drops, very fast castle drops. But at the same time, he doesn't want to deal with the Mongols. Because Mongols, they can be very annoying to deal with in any kind of settings. Let's be honest. Now, Kingofn00b5, on the other hand, he goes for Mayans and Ethiopians as his bans. Yeah, I like that. Now, RaiD, after getting his Spanish pick sniped, probably for reasons similar to the Sicilians, he was left with Dravidians, Gurjaras, and Malians. Very strong picks. I would say Dravidians and Malians are going to be very nice for Highland. Gurjaras, they do have the elephant potential for sniping that tower, or even the TC on Gold Rush. So I think we might see them there. Kingofn00b5, after getting the Italians sniped, was left with Bohemians, Byzantines, and Japanese. And Japanese are most likely going to be for Highland. I'm not too sure about the Bohemian being the first pick. I'm curious about that. Can't wait to see what he's thinking with them. Granted, if he does end up playing them. Okay, let's load up the games. So game 1 is going to be on Gold Rush. There we go. Let me change scene. Okay. Okay, so as I expected, it's going to be Gurjaras from RaiD. And Kingofn00b5 opts for the Bohemians here on Gold Rush. We do have a Palisade Wall generation. And we'll see. Now, this is quite an open map, so I'm not sure. Well, it really depends, right? Sometimes you can get Gold Rush generations which are quite easy to wall. I mean, RaiD, he could probably go for walls here. And then he could wall here. This is a bit of a bigger wall, but then if you go for this wall, you still have safe gold and safe stone. So fast castling behind that is not going to be too bad. Kingofn00b5's map, he could still wall and go up to castle. Like this is doable. Like this is doable. You would maybe have to use the stone and get, unless you go for a small wall here. And yeah, I guess you can go for a palisade here and 2 pieces of wall over there. You would still have that gold, but this area is quite open. But yeah, we'll see. So let's see. I don't think we're going to be seeing more petards used for wheel sniping. Oh, actually, Otter, you joined. Oh, this theory is trolling Kingofn00b5. Otter, you joined the stream after we saw people using petards to kill unknown villagers. And actually, Loredek, he got 2 villagers with a single petard because they were clumped together like that. And the other one was Maxi, getting a Vil snipe with petard, which was nice to see. Still not as cool as... I don't know if I want to say the name, but one player who managed to snipe the castle foundation with the petard. That's still probably my favorite play from the league. Okay, so both players just pushing the deer for now. Of course, RaiD being Gurjaras, he had to go for stragglers. He probably didn't need the 3rd house. I think that's just muscle memory. Right, but you start with the house. So actually with Bohemians it's a little bit easier to do your weird build, because you just need the 2 starting houses and then you're fine until Feudal Age. You do not need extra, unless you're going for some kind of militia play, which is still maintained. Gurjaras can do, I wouldn't say easily, but they can They can afford that quite comfortably because of the passive food income you get from the mill, rather from the sheep in the mill. But anyway. Neither player has clicked up yet. King of Noobs. Oh yeah, okay, I was about to say, did he get Loom? Yeah, no, it's queued up behind the Vil. So he's probably going to click up after that. So he's going to go up with 18 Vils. RaiD opting for 18 Vils. 19. Is he going fast castle? I mean, he's got 4 on wood. I think if he has more villagers behind this, it is a fast castle. Unless it's 19 vills, no loom. Might be 19 vills, no loom. I mean, there's no starting scout here. Oh, he goes for loom, okay. That's a late up time for RaiD. I mean, it's going to be archers, I think. It is not going to be... Oh, no, wait. It's fine, it's fine. Because we already have the barracks. So, Kingofn00b5 with the tighter build. He's ahead. He's going to be, what, 40 seconds ahead? Ooh. Risky. Nah, he's a king of many. There are many noobs in the game, and he's king of all of them. Actually, it's funny because there are people in the Italian community who call RaiD a king, so... And yeah, it's going to be archers for Kingofn00b5. Yeah, the 5 is instead of an S. So it's going to be archer range. It is going to be fast castle from RaiD, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, resources do make sense now. Now the thing is, he's not walled. He's not walled, there's going to be archers on the field. Now, granted, if you have archers, you do not stop the Gurjar elephants, right? Especially if RaiD messes, like, I don't know, like 3 of them and sends them straight forward. Archers will not kill them. You will not get spears out in time. Although, you will not, I say you will not get enough spears out on time, but Bohemian Spearmen, they do deal extra bonus damage. But I think RaiD, he probably needs to send Vils now, just to have them forward already. Because otherwise they will get caught by... Oh, it's a Spear Rush from Kingofn00b5. Maxi managed to do a lot of damage with the Spear Rush today, so let's see if Kingofn00b5 can pull it off. I mean, RaiD should see that coming. I think there's a hole. Yeah, there's a hole over there. Yeah, he's just going to block it, and the spearmen will die to the wolves. But are they going to aggro the Vil? No, they're not. Yeah, and we have 4 wolf Vils. Kingofn00b5 does not know about that. He knows it's going to be a fast castle, right? Because of the timing. Will he though? I mean, it was 19. It was 20 Vils, so it might be late archers. Yeah, now he's looking for stuff. Ooh. Okay, he's looking for stuff. Oh. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. That's unlucky. Yeah, RaiD is fine. He's going to have enough food and gold for 3 elephants, I think. And yeah, I think 3 elephants is all you need here. Yeah, 3 elephants. He could even just drop a... Oh no, he sold the stone, never mind. So he cannot go for that. And he's looking, right? He's going to see the stone. So he's going to be thinking, okay, he's not on stone. And I see no castle, so it's not a castle drop. He's going to look now with the archers, but it's too late. I think the moment you see this, you start queuing spearmen here. You might still make it if you start queuing, like, if you have like 5 spears, because again, they're Bohemian spears. And RaiD, I mean, his eco is idle, but he doesn't care. If he goes now, yeah, now he goes. Still no spearmen for Kingofn00b5. Yeah, this is over. There's no way he stops this. He's sending bills. He's even getting wheelbarrow to get them there faster. That's funny. He's sending everyone. No. You're not going to be able to out-repair that. Oh, RaiD, click on the tower, click on the tower. Yeah, that tower is going down. Yeah. GG. Yeah, he needed to scout more efficiently when he saw his opponent is up and nothing was coming. Especially when he scouted the blacksmith and the market. Yeah, now that I think about it, I said, oh, he might be thinking it's a late archer timing, but no. He knew about the market and the blacksmith. Especially about the blacksmith. If you, sorry, about the market. If you see blacksmith, if you scout only the blacksmith and you haven't scouted this area, you might be thinking, okay, there's going to be maybe an archer range somewhere. But if you see market and blacksmith, you must be you have to be thinking, oh, it's going to be FC. No, I taught nothing to RaiD. I actually haven't talked to him about the tournament. So yeah, no, he came up with it himself. To be fair, he got ram pushed in feudal by humans in his first game against Shikso in his first round against him. So maybe that's where he got the idea from. Yeah, that was the great game set. Yeah, that's where Shikso won with the monument in game 2. That was an insane game. Still probably the best game in the whole league. Well, in the whole season, not the whole league. Okay, so RaiD gets game 2. And this is interesting because we've been saying that feudal archers can kind of counter fast castle drop, right? If you have enough archers. Scouts don't really. But yeah, they don't really work against the elephants, especially Gurjara ones. So yeah, that was good thinking from RaiD. Okay, so let's go straight into game 2, which is going to be on Highland. Okay, we do not get the yellow water generation. Huh. I think it's the first time I see a generation where the water goes straight like this from north to south. It's normally either like this or like this. Probably like this, like this. It's the first time I see it like this. Anyway, we do get 3 passages this time around. So I guess one of the passages which was supposed to be in the previous game got spawned over here. So we got Japanese from Kingofn00b5 and Malians from RaiD. So both players just going for the best hybrid civs they can come up with. It's difficult to say which one I prefer here. I do have a soft spot for Malians, but probably I prefer Japanese. Or rather, the Japanese start on hybrid maps. So, do we have 45 palisades? Okay, so there's not going to be any... Huh. Okay, I don't know if that's because of the palisade mod I have. But aren't these supposed to have a flag on them? Like the one is in the corner. Well, these they do not get the flag because of the mod I have on, but aren't they supposed? I mean, the mod is not changing anything else about them. Huh. Well, anyway. RaiD going now for the dock. That's a very far away dock. And there's a wolf here. Careful, RaiD. I mean, you can just drop a... Oh, he's going to use the hill advantage. No? Okay. Sure, but now the wolf is going to stalk the villager. And he's going to be very late to his dock. I feel like he could have just walled around the villager, right? If you drop a palisade on the wall, it will just move away. Oh, and now with Loom, he takes the wolf. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that's going to be annoying. Luckily for him, the second wolf does not aggro. But yeah, he's going to be able to push these deers now. Kingofn00b5 though, already with the fishing ship out. And he's Japanese, so that's going to be working faster. I still maintain that wolves have no place on hybrid or water maps. Unless you make it so that they can generate only in specific areas, so they do not mess up with your villagers going for the dock. That's the biggest issue. I mean, if you can script them into the map in such a way that they will never interfere with your standard docking, then sure go for it. But otherwise, yeah, wolves, tigers, bears, whatever has no place on water maps. Or if you can do it in such a way like Paradise Island did in the previous season, where you are guaranteed to be hassled by a wolf as you're going to the water, because in that case it's fair for both players. But in this case, Kingofn00b5 was not hassled, RaiD was, and so he was later to the dock. And no, actually he's going to be up at the same time. Now that said, we do have 3 passages, but the extra third passage kind of favors RaiD, if you will, because now he has 2 ways to get to his opponent's tower. Kingofn00b5 still has only 1. And RaiD is not dropping a mining camp. I think they will take their kings back the moment they see feudal age from each other. RaiD actually went up to 4 fishing ships, maybe to make it up for the fact that he was late to the dock. And it's single dock from both of them. Kingofn00b5 going for a fast castle behind this. So is RaiD, but he forgot the mill. That's actually an insanely fast castle age build for a hybrid map. Oh, he didn't go to gold. So he's just going to be... Yeah, he's going to be using the market. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it's probably going to be a castle drop from Kingofn00b5. Or at least he will try to. RaiD, he's not on stone. Okay, he's going to stone now. And Kingofn00b5 will see that. So this is going to be a fast castle into castle drop from both players. Now the thing would be that Kingofn00b5 is going to be, what, 40 seconds ahead of RaiD? Yeah, RaiD has not clicked up. And I think it all comes down to the fact that he was late to dock. And so he didn't have his fishing ship out as fast as he would have wanted to. Granted, you're still against Japanese. They do work faster. That's going to be 1 minute and 30 seconds later. Ooh. And neither of them has army on the field, so neither of them has a way to stop the opponent. Yeah, Kingofn00b5 also made a transport ship just to make sure that he can get there even if this got walled up in the meantime. Oh yeah, this is going to be working. Yeah, this would work. And RaiD does not have the pattern, so he couldn't even use that to deny the castle. He's got no navy. The only thing that could go wrong here for Kingofn00b5 is if he drops the castle in such a way that it doesn't range the tower. Okay, it does range the tower. Perfect. Probably 20 if you're using the dock as well, Otter. I think you go 20 up to feudal. You just do not make extra bills in feudal age, you just sell your soul and go up to castles with that. Ooh, wait, Kingofn00b5 is attacking the tower. Okay, no. He clicked the palisade. Oh, wait a second. Okay, yeah, RaiD is attacking the pattern because he doesn't want it to blow up his castle foundation. Okay, pattern goes down. Castle's not up. Kingofn00b5 is still not attacking the tower. Okay, now he will. Okay, RaiD should lose this then. Kingofn00b5 will tie up the set 1-1. I mean, I guess you're making a dock, you might as well just make a couple of fishing ships to have a better eco. But yeah, you don't really need it. It's just something extra. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Kingofn00b5 takes game 2. And yeah, I agree, slow RaiD. I mean, if the uptime was the same, when you take into consideration that Kingofn00b5 attack the palisades and then the tower, if the castles are up at the same time, or even if RaiD is up, like, I don't know, 10 seconds later, he can, if he doesn't misclick himself, he can probably win this. But yeah, Kingofn00b5, he was up that much faster, so he was fine. Also, he sent way more bills. Actually, I think this castle might get denied from RaiD. There aren't that many vills. This one is going to be annoying, just shanking people away. These vills are weak as well. Like, this one would go down to another arrow. These two will go down quite easily. Yeah. Yeah, RaiD didn't commit enough to the castle. I mean, let's look at statistics, although there isn't that much to look at. But yeah. Okay. I think that's going to be all for today. What time is it? Yeah, it's going to be all for today. So, thank you for joining. Let's see, is there anyone I can raid? Sure, I'll raid Happy Andy. I thought I was following him. Yeah, I'll just say goodbye to the one watching on YouTube at the moment. So thank you for watching this, guys. See you next time.